Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday, December 2nd. Very quick news and stimulus update and some very good news on funding for California small businesses. That's the big news I want to talk about. But in short, California Governor Gavin Newsom said there will be $500 million available in grants for both nonprofits and small businesses. So I'm going to talk about that and some of the other tax relief measures he announced 2 days ago as well. But let me give a quick stimulus update because basically there are three paths right now to a stimulus bill before the end of the year. So stay tuned and be sure to watch until the end because I'm also going to announce this week's grant winners. If you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel because every Wednesday we're giving out grants from our YouTube revenue, all of our YouTube revenue, to folks like you. You have to be a subscriber and download our app. First, the stimulus news. According to CNN, there are basically three routes to COVID relief. They all face, quote, fierce headwinds. But let's get into it here. I talked in detail yesterday about the bipartisan framework. Check the link above for more details on that, but this is $900 billion that's put together by Republicans and Democrats that has basically everything but stimulus checks. And it's a compromise between the Republicans' amount and the Democrats' amount. I went into detail on that yesterday, so I'm not going to talk about it here. But also announced yesterday is Mitch McConnell's plan. Okay, he released his own economic relief proposal yesterday, and this bill includes many of the same provisions that were agreed upon by Republicans earlier in the year, around $500 billion. This is not expected to be supported by Democrats, but Trump has said that he will back this bill. He said this today, that he will back the Republican COVID-19 package. After McConnell said that he would reject the bipartisan proposal that came out yesterday, Trump said, I'm going to go with Mitch. Now, we haven't seen many of the details of McConnell's plan, but it does include $332 billion in new loans or grants to small businesses. So that's good news. The bipartisan bill also includes more PPP funding and support for small businesses as well. As soon as I see some draft legislation from McConnell's bill, I'll go into detail on that, but we haven't seen it yet. But here's a quick summary of the highlights. Broad liability protections, which Democrats oppose. 1 month extension on unemployment benefits for gig workers. 1 month extension on unemployment expansion from 26 to 39 weeks. Another round of PPP money for businesses that demonstrate 25% loss. Loan forgiveness for the post office. Money for K-12 and colleges. Money for testing and vaccines. But no new state and local government funding. However, they would have an extension for their COVID relief funding through the CARES Act. They'd be able to use that through September 2021. But this is a big sticking point for Democrats. Democrats have been pushing for a lot of funding for state and local governments, and McConnell's bill doesn't have any of that. The third option, Democrats gave a counter to McConnell late Monday. However, this bill did not have language on liability protections. This is very important for the Republicans to have in the bill. Democrats don't want it. Here's CNN's perspective, and I tend to agree with this. In many ways, negotiations between McConnell and Pelosi would be the most promising if they could ever get off the ground, but they have never really started. Again, the brief recap here is there's the bipartisan framework. McConnell doesn't want that. He thinks it's too much money, so that might not get passed. McConnell suggested the smaller amount, but Democrats won't go for that, who control the House. Anyway, those are the options. One of the comments in this article, which was interesting, was like everyone woke up on December 1st yesterday and said, oh gosh, we need to get something done before the end of the year. So there's been this flurry of activity, but we've seen these false starts time and time again. I think every month we've seen false starts like this where we get up hope, then we quickly lose hope. We'll see. The reality is 30 million are at risk of losing their homes at the end of the year if something isn't passed. That's the reality, and that's serious. Okay, the big California news. I'm not going to go into all the detail here, but I will link to it in the description. There's three things that Newsom has proposed. One is tax relief for businesses impacted by COVID-19. That's basically a tax deferment for a few months to free up some of your cash flow, which businesses should not forget about. Most people don't get excited about tax reliefs, but it actually can have a meaningful impact on your business, especially those businesses facing cash flow problems. The second is $500 million for new COVID relief grants for small businesses. This is the big one. I'm going to loop back to this in a second. The third is increased funding for the California Rebuilding Fund by $12.5 billion. So here's who would be eligible for money out of the $500 million fund. Funds would be awarded to select intermediaries with established networks of community development financial institutions to distribute relief grants up to $25,000 to underserved micro and small businesses throughout the state by early 2021. Nonprofits would also be eligible for these grants. Cal OSBA is establishing the program. Currently, it's not available, but if you go to the main site, it says here, while the program is being created, please sign up here to receive an update when it's launched. So it's not launched yet. Obviously, as soon as it's launched, we're going to do another video and let you know. We'll also give a push notification on the app, so if you haven't downloaded the app yet, it's free on the App Store and Google Play under Hello Skip. We'll give you all the alerts for new funding, especially this. This is a big one that will help thousands and thousands of businesses. Okay, that's today's quick update. Now, we've picked two $100 winners today for our grants giveaway. They're both subscribers to this channel. We'll be emailing them within the next hour or two, so you get an alert in your email, and we'll announce their names once they agree to it. But that's today's update. Congrats to two winners. We hope to pick 5 winners next week. We're doing everything we can to get 30,000 channel subscribers by the end of the month. So please help us. It would mean a lot. Doing these daily videos takes an hour or two every day for me. So I really appreciate your support and sharing our channel. As always, stay well, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow.